Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
Nah, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories of the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Stroud is sacked again. Oh, John, go! Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Defending in the corner.
To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt, extra pass. And it goes for the win! The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker! Kenneth Walker! Touchdown! Sparty!
Goff's got it. Back, looks, throws, ends up.
Yes!
Caught! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! They did it! Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end!
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here! A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Monday morning to you. It is the 11th day of December 2023. We welcome you here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports and Network. Ben Glaze, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us. No matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. We say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you to join the program at any time. You can text the keyword sports radio. Send that to 21,000. Sports radio, 21000. Our Myers Supercenter guest line, 866-838-4843. That's 866-838-4843. We're on Twitter at XP Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros. And, of course, good morning to our television audience as well on BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports and Network. Add.com to that to find our website. XPMornings at gmail.com is our fan feedback email inbox. And you can find us all individually on Twitter. Ben Glaze is at the Ben Glaze. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key. And I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
How are we today on this Monday?
Could be better. It's not a victory Monday.
No, it is not.
So
big fat loser Monday here.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it. Just Oh, man, is that bad. That was so bad what took place.
Yeah, I when we came back from double digits one time, I was like, well, we're not going to do it a second time.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Especially outside.
Right.
That was just, obviously a lot on that game because that was a sum of all fears moment there. And for this fan base that has seen this before, maybe not to this extent with this much on the line, that did not fulfill any confidence in the club.
No.
That much is for certain because that was just a disaster. Just a disaster. No other way to put it. I mean, that was another terrible football game. We've seen a couple of these now where the Lions, I don't think that you could afford. The thing is it worries you because it's not the first time it's happened. It happens when they go outside, and it is legitimately concerning because, you have other teams that are losing to, top tier, top quality opponents like the Cowboys with their victory over the Eagles last night. The Eagles now, you're losing to, the top teams in the NFC.
Yeah.
You're not losing to the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears.
Very true.
Just awful. So, obviously, we'll talk a ton about that football game today and everything else that took place over the weekend. Just a dreadful, dreadful weekend all around. I mean, really, the saving grace for me was the fact that Michigan went on the road and got a victory against the Iowa Hawkeyes, but that one was, marred by controversy and alleged scandal of what took place between Juwan Howard and strength coach John Sanderson. The rumors circulating around the internet, people tagging me in fake tweets from fake accounts. It's like, folks, I know you might hate something and you might really be excited about, watching somebody get fired, but at least do the due diligence to read the account, and then there's no reason to send it to me. Once you acknowledge that it is a fake account, why would you send it to me? It doesn't matter whatsoever. Then you had the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Speaking of statement games last night, nothing better than watching Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid cry like the spoiled children that finally got told no for the first time. All because their guy can't line up on side. I've got plenty of thoughts on that because you could tell this is the first time that something didn't go their way because that's exactly how. If Patrick Mahomes wasn't hateable enough, he's now entered that realm. For me personally, I don't really care about the guy. It doesn't matter to me. I think his wife's annoying. I think he's on television too much, to be honest with you. They've had a lot of success. He's a great football player, but now you're just whining. Now you're whining like a little you-know-what, and it's not good. You look bad. Take your L and carry on. The first time you have something not go your way, this is how you act? Like, come on. Get out of here. And not only the fact that, Kadarius Toney's not on side to start the play. Let's get by that. What about the pass interference from the pick that he ran 15 yards downfield? The only reason that Travis Kelce was open on the play is Kadarius Toney's running down there like a snowplow. Get out of here with all of this. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And, of course, I got to get text messages about Zach Wilson finally having a professional football game. Like, that's like Killian Hayes scoring 20 points. Like, congratulations, you threw for 300 yards. Like, good job. Unbelievable. It's in the headline. Jets Zach Wilson is unbelievable in winning return as starter. Oh, how epic is that? They beat the Houston Texans. Congratulations. Jeez Louise. Number 2 pick, throws for 300 yards. People act like, Christ came back. Here, have some wafers, drink some wine. My goodness. Never seen such a thing between the Chiefs and Jets fans. Like, couldn't get a hold of yourselves, gang. It's Sunday. It's a day of rest. As for the Bills, with their win over the Chiefs, I know that if you listen to the show, I say the window is closed for the Bills this season. It is closed, and for the foreseeable future, I don't think this really does anything for them. Could it spark them to a rally? Sure. I also think the Chiefs aren't as good as everybody thinks. I mean, look at some of the teams the Chiefs have lost to. They are. I don't think the Chiefs are like. They're not invincible, and they're not the best team in the NFL. I think that's pretty clear to watch. So it was a good day for the rest of the NFL. Not for the Detroit Lions. That was a disaster. We had the NBA's in-season tournament coming to a close, and now everybody wants to know what exactly happens. How can they make it more incentivized? Alleged, according to NBA executives, they liked it. How can they incentivize it even more? How can you incentivize your multi-million-dollar employees to care about going to work? That's all you've told me. Like, did it work? Sure. Yeah, it worked. Doesn't mean you have to like it just because it worked. Like, that's fine and dandy. Like, congratulations. You finally got everybody to show up and play on a day that they were scheduled to show up and play. LeBron, as corny as ever. Corny as ever. Dylan Larkin got knocked out over the weekend in a scary, scary scene. Watching it live, him going face down and lifeless out on the ice Saturday night, less than ideal circumstances. And the fact that, two games that should have been wins for the Detroit Red Wings, a 6-5 overtime loss Thursday versus the San Jose Sharks, and then to lose at home again, 5-1 to the Ottawa Senators, inexplicable. And then, of course, the Pistons, God bless them, Friday night, losing 123-91 to the Orlando Magic. What a debacle that is. Plenty to get to today. Don't go anywhere. We're going to burn the entire weekend next year. Michigan Sports Network.
Bill Simonson here for my good friend Josh Garvey. Now, he is a managing shareholder at Br0's, soon to be Doran Mayhew at the end of the year. And with the merger, there is growth and a chance for you to fill an executive or other high-level finance-related roles, either at Br0 here in downtown Grand Rapids or over at the Doran Mayhew World Headquarters in Troy, or at any of their offices across the country and around the world. They have a national specialized talent pool with ideal candidates for long-term placement, ongoing support for post-placement success. So if you're looking for that next chapter in your professional career, talk to Josh Garvey and the team at Br0. Easiest way, you can call Br0, ask for Josh Garvey, or go to their website, BENEGARTR.com, or look for Br0, soon to be Doran Mayhew, on Facebook and on Twitter.
Deck your cart with Myers Savings.
This year, give the gift of savings from Myers.
Santa Bucks will save you plenty.
This Wednesday through Saturday, save up to $50 when you decide what's on sale with Santa Bucks.
Ho, ho, ho! Savings for all!
Plus, stack your savings with M-Perks December daily deals. Check back every day for the newest can't-miss deals. Shop Wednesday through Saturday to save even more when you use M-Perks at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Huge here for Van Andel Institute Purple Community. Now, they're a grassroots fundraising network powered by the volunteers who support VAI's mission to improve health now and in the future. Learn more at purplecommunity.org. Coming up later today at 3 on the Huge Show on the Michigan Sports Network, I'll deliver huge opinions on everything you're talking about.
Apple gift card is a practical gift that unlocks the world of entertainment and fun.
This is X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you riding along with us. Golf season has come to a close, but Matt Golden and his team out at Tullymore Golf Resort are still ready to welcome you with open arms. The beautiful Tullymore Golf Resort, Canadian Lakes, Michigan, offering not one but two championship courses, Tullymore and St. Ives, located about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant. The best part about it is Tullymore not only features top-line golf, but also top-line accommodations and the perfect space for your wedding event, reception, or group outing. Visit TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or call 1-800-972-4837. That's 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. Great to be with you here on this Monday. Absolutely brutal weekend for the Michigan sports fan. And I got a question. I want to ask Ryan. I want to do so in all sincerity. And you don't have to respond right away. You can take some time to think about it. But a buddy of mine, it was his birthday over the weekend, and Michigan State plays last night. And I'm watching them lose to Nebraska. And I'm thinking to myself, is this the worst athletic year that you can remember for Michigan State? And I'm talking about the sports stuff. I'm not talking about anything off the field. I'm not talking about, anything that may have happened on campus or anything. I'm talking strictly wins and losses sports. Like where you were at going into the year, prior to Mel Tucker being fired, and then that whole debacle, what happened with the football team, and then leading into thinking that basketball was going to be awesome. I thought basketball was going to be awesome. I did. I thought that they were going to have an awesome team. They're not. They are just not. Losing to Nebraska ball. Nebraska ball beat them for the first time in their last 11 tries, 11 straight losses for the Cornhuskers versus the Spartans. So I'll throw that out there. We can stew on it for the time being. But is this the worst athletic season that you've seen in a Spartans fan? And if not, what tops this right now? Like which one's worse? And we'll get to that later on. We've got a lot of text messages coming in here. People are angry. Lions had a lot on the line in 2016, choked the last 4 games to just win 1 to win the division. Also got flexed on New Year's Eve, only to choke that by St. Brown's brother with a touchdown. Broncos game is flexed. I would imagine Peyton will run Russ every play. Just hope that they wear their throwback Bronco helmet. As I stated last week, I'm okay with whatever the Lions do the rest of the season, win or lose. I'm looking forward to the Hooker era starting in 2024, and Holmes stop drafting and signing injured players because they know it's win now mode. Golf haters are idiots, stated by a ribeye enthusiast. Yes, Reed and Mahomes really sounded like immature babies yesterday. No other way to put it. For Reed to say that the NFL should be embarrassed, does he not have any self-awareness regarding how he looks? Good grief. Yeah, they look embarrassing. That was pathetic. You talk about a team that has never had anything not go their way. That is the Kansas City Chiefs. That is the Chiefs. They're 8-4, and they don't know how to act. 8-5, pardon me. 8-5. My mistake. They lost to the Buffalo Bills. What is Michigan sweeping under the rug now with the head coach? There was an altercation that took place, a disagreement about something between the strength coach and Juwan Howard. That's all that we know. I don't think that there's anything being swept under the rug. There's just a lot of fake reports out there that there was allegedly got physical and just a whole bunch of stuff out there. It had been confirmed by multiple reports last night. Nothing indeed did get physical. They're allowed to have a disagreement. It's being looked into. I guess the university doesn't look directly into it. They have somebody else look into it. Like that's the part of society we're at, though. Like 2 coaches can't even argue anymore without people getting their panties in a bunch. Talk about sounding soft. Jeez. Let them argue. What's the difference? If they went to fisticuffs at midcourt, outside of Juwan having a health problem, but if they went to fisticuffs at midcourt, what does it matter? Like, what does it matter? Well, Juwan slapped the coach. He slapped that other guy. That was a different strength coach. You can't do that. If it's your own, like, guys, we used to, like, grab battle axes and run hundreds of yards across the open field. Now we can't even have an argument with somebody without going on Twitter and saying, somebody's going to get fired. Like, that's what you guys, I'm going to sue. That's what you sound like. I'm going to sue. They're arguing. Who cares? They're supposed to. You're allowed to argue with people. Like, let it go. The fact that this is being investigated, my God, what is wrong? Even if it did get physical, I don't care. What does it matter to me? Anybody else? And people have acted like you've never seen a fight before. That's what it looks like. It looks like nobody here has ever gotten in a physical confrontation one time in their life. That's what the social media world is, and that's what it's boiled down to. It is woe is me, let's sue culture all the time. Like, it's fine. Let them argue. What was the worst part about the weekend? That's what I want to know. What was the worst? You got plenty to pick from. The best of the weekend probably was Terrace Reed Jr. after the awful games that he has had, having a career night with 19-6 against the Iowa Hawkeyes, along with 3 blocks. He turned it over a couple times, one of which was right after I tweeted positive things, but I'm a big fan of him. I think he's just got to get catches and settle down. That's it. First, prioritize catching the basketball first, and then worry about what you're going to do with it. A lot of times, people start making, if they're having a bad day, they start thinking about it. You start thinking about it. You're not playing naturally. You're just playing, reactionary, and that's never good. What was your worst part of the weekend? Was it the Spartans falling to 0-2 in conference play, losing to Nebraska? Was it the Detroit Lions literally fumbling the opportunity against the Chicago Bears? And look, for the interceptions, I don't really care much about the interceptions. It's 4th down, basically glorified punts at that point. Late in the game. 4th and 10, you're in the shotgun. I don't know. I just do not know. That football game, of course it's 3rd and 8. Justin Fields is inside his own 10 and goes and scrambles across the 30-yard line on 3rd down. Like, why would we have the QB spy there? I didn't see an adjustment from the first time we saw the Chicago Bears to this time, so maybe that was the worst. You had the Detroit Red Wings and Dylan Larkin get knocked unconscious during the game against the Ottawa Senators, and then David Perron just went crazy and just turned around and saw Larkin laying there lifeless on the ice and decided he's going to go cross-check somebody in the side of the neck, so he's going to get suspended. That's not great. On top of that, you lost 5-1. However, Patrick Kane did get a goal, but you gave up 11 goals in 2 games to 2 of the worst teams in the league. So that looks bloody awful. And then you have the Detroit Pistons, who, you talk about stinking. Oh my God, are they bad? I don't know. And I don't know why anybody's even trying to have a debate about this. I honestly don't. This is the starting lineup. I have been saying it prior to the season tipping off, and guess what? I'll say it again. After 19 straight losses, it's Cade Cunningham, Jayden Ivey, Asar Thompson, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Jalen Duren when he's healthy. Those are the starting 5 players. Don't worry about anything else. Awesome to see Franz Wagner out there just destroying us. He was a really good pick. Good for him. Happy for him. In 31 minutes, the Michigan man, 12 of 20 from the floor. Paolo Banchero is a real deal superstar. Everyone on Orlando is better than us. We stink, and that just is what it is. What was the worst of the weekend? Somebody let me know. Red Wings, Pistons, Lions, or Michigan State. Take your pick, because it's been brutal. Speaking of brutal, we're going to talk Lions the rest of the hour here, Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archive boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big, dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably, it's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Roast Umber is a farm-direct coffee sourced from Central American farmers and roasted in Grand Rapids. And also the Nitro Cold Brew Coffee is a convenient and healthy option for energy with no sugar additives. Look for it at your local retailer or at roastumber.com. Coming up later today at 3 on the Huge Show on the Michigan Sports Network, I'll deliver huge opinions on everything you're talking about.
Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now, back to X's and Bros with Anthony Bellino here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you riding along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening. You know, in the NBA, the game can change in an instant, but no matter how the action unfolds, you know DraftKings Sportsbook has your back. This week, new customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on basketball. Win or lose, you get an instant dub, and best of all, it's safe, secure, and reliable. 24/7 support. You can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever, wherever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code HUGE. Promo code HUGE. New customers can get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on basketball. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, only using the promo code HUGE. The crown is yours. Now, if you or somebody who has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117, 21 plus, physically present in Michigan. Eligibility and deposit restrictions to apply. See bonus bets expiring 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Let's get to the Meijer Supercenter guest line. You could join us too. 866-838-4843, 866-838-4843. That's where we find Linda. Good morning, Linda. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I could be better. It was kind of a really sad weekend for sports. For me, it's a tie between the Wings and the Lions as to which was the worst. But, yeah, you can talk wins and losses with the Wings, and, yes, that's important because obviously that is going to help determine whether we make the playoffs or not, and for that matter, if we do, what seed we're going to be in, which then determines who we'll end up playing. But more importantly, I'm concerned for two things. What's going to happen with David Perron and first and foremost, Dylan Larkin's health.
Yeah, I think Perron's probably going to get 5 games. It's going to get 3 to 5. He gets a hearing today from the NFL Player Safety Committee, so they'll talk to him, and they'll be like, why the hell would you just turn around and try to cross-check somebody in the esophagus? They'll all probably, chatter about it a little bit, and that's about it. So they'll be down. I would assume they'll be down Larkin and Perron for the next time out, and yeah.
Have you heard anything about Dylan? I know Ben said he didn't see anything online. Have you heard anything?
No, not a thing yet. Not a thing
yet.
But I mean, I kind of assume so that we're not going to hear anything until at least at today at some point. I'm sure later on today, that's when they will at least release some information as far as timetable for return, what happened. But they're on the road against Dallas tonight and St. Louis tomorrow. So you're talking about 3 games in 4 days. It's pretty. Yeah. That's a Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. Like that's a pretty tough stretch. They get Wednesday off, then they play Thursday. So I don't know. Just based on what I saw, I don't expect to see him back this week. If he is, that's great. If he's not, then just kind of. But we hopefully will get some sort of update at some point throughout today.
Well, what concerns me too is I didn't know that. I guess he'd been injured in the neck prior to this game. This is not the first time this has happened to him, and I follow the Wings, very religiously, and I don't recall that. I knew that. Probably it was one of those times when they said he had an upper body injury, but they never released it. A lot of times teams are doing that now. But
yeah, it's if you have, and a lot of times they just lie about it because if you have a player that has a wrist injury, the opponent's going to target the wrist. Like that's just yep. human. That's human nature. It's natural. So you might say somebody has an upper body injury and really their knee might hurt, or vice versa. You could say, hey, he's got a lower body injury. It's because his wrist is sprained or something along those lines, and you don't want the opponent to know if there's an area that they could physically go after and alter your player's play. So that's why their injury report is the NHL will be like, yeah, lower body injury. The dude's got a fractured skull, and he still tried to play or whatever. But, I mean, Larkins, this has happened. Terry's sending me a tweet right now, in the I don't know who this is. Kevin Weeks, I'm not sure who that is.
He's one of the analysts for the NHL Network.
Yeah, and I'm told scans are negative for the Red Wings, no time frame for his return. Yeah, I mean, he got up and was helped off the ice. They brought out the stretcher. He didn't use it. I don't foresee them saying anything on a Sunday about it. You know what I mean? That's a Monday sort of 9 to 5 regular workday news drop there. So I'm sure we'll find out more later on today.
As far as the Lions, I'm wondering if they're just playing overconfidence syndrome. If that's what's now happened, like we don't have to really work our tails off. We're gonna, we were 8-2, and now we're 9-4. I'm thinking, oh my goodness. And I guess that game on Sunday's been moved to Saturday with Denver. I'm thinking now all of a sudden the Broncos have caught fire. What the heck are we going to do there?
Linda, my friend, I don't know. It's it's prove it time. It definitely is. Like they got a lot to show this fan base, because this fan base has been through enough that
we have stuck by them, and everybody was on board with the blue and silver lemonade and everything else, and let's go and get Lions T-shirts and all kinds of other jerseys and everything else, and then now all of a sudden we get this. That's the one thing that I don't like about the NFL. Some teams have indoor play facilities, some have outdoor. I almost think that it would be better if we had everybody either have indoor or everybody have outdoor. If you have indoor, you can open the roof when it's nice. I wonder if that has something to do with it too. I don't know. I can't prove that, obviously, but
we don't play well outside when it's cold out. I can tell you that much. That's it. And everybody plays differently. The weather outside gets frightful. People start winning games 17-10. That's because it's difficult for everybody to move out there. If we all played Miami, I was watching a video about how the way that Miami's stadium is positioned, their sideline can be at times 30 degrees cooler than the opponent in the months of August and September, based upon how the stadium is situated and how the visiting sideline gets all the sunlight. And it was built that way. Like this is intentional. So the home side gets all the shade, and the visiting side has to sit out there and bake. And they had a game against, I want to say it was like maybe Minnesota, where the temperature on the field was 90 degrees on the Miami side and 120 on the visitor side.
Oh my goodness gracious! That's
hey, look, work smarter, not harder. Look, if you got an advantage,
you got
use
to
it.
find a way. You got to bite the bullet and move on. And we don't have much time. I think Dan Campbell said something about we're actually going to have 2 days less to practice. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got your typical off day today, and then you lose Saturday because you have to play Saturday. So. It's a shortened week here. This is not good for the Lions. Their back's against the wall right now.
Not.
I could, I hate to say must win, but you got to win Saturday night.
Yep. You don't win that game, I think it's curtains this year.
Oh boy, Linda, come on now. Don't give up the ship. Not yet.
I'm not giving up.
All right. Well, as long as you don't give up, then I'll be in the same boat with you.
All righty.
All right.
Well, good to talk to you again, buddy, and you have yourself a good day.
Thank you very much, Linda. I appreciate you. Hey, you know what? Love Linda. So much optimism there. Oh, all right. Let's get back to the text messages. Goff versus an Ohio State quarterback in the cold and wind, 20 of 35, 161, and 2 interceptions. Here we go. Zach Wilson versus an Ohio State quarterback in the cold and wind, 27 of 36 for 301 and 2 touchdowns. It's a lot easier to get worse at quarterback than it is to get better at quarterback. You may see your first rift in the building next year. GM likes Goff, head coach likes Hooker. You pay Goff, you drain your franchise of any progress. Okay, here's the thing. Do you have any proof of anything any of the crap you're throwing at the wall, or are we just throwing it at the wall? That sounds very made up. Have we heard from the GM that he likes Jared Goff and that our head coach likes the guy that we drafted? Where are you coming up with this theory? Where is this spicy, flaming hot take coming from? Because if this is just a thought, there's no validity to it. There's no sense in stirring a pot that there's nothing in. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know why this nonstop love for Zach Wilson comes up on this program. It's not me that does it. It's not me that does it. You can have Zach Wilson. Go have him. I don't care. He can be the quarterback of your franchise forever. And you can love him forever. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. Like, congratulations. You had a 300-yard passing game. I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for you. Good job. Good job. You did it. 300 yards. The man, Zach Wilson. I mean, get him his gold jacket right now. I mean, that's the most Killian Hayes thing I've ever seen. Call me when Zach finishes a season with more touchdowns than interceptions. How about that? Or maybe that might be a little bit too reliant on other people. Call me when he finishes a season with better than 60% completion percentage. You could just do that. How about that? Like, congrats. He's doing a great job. He's 9 games under 500 as a starter. He's never had a season that he's finished with more touchdowns than interceptions. His career completion percentage is 56.6%. Like, you can have him. He can be your Lord and Savior. That's the most Killian Hayes thing I've ever seen. Killian goes for 15 points. Like, oh, my God, slobberfest for Killian Hayes. Like, congratulations. Thanks for being a pro. You were drafted in the first round as a top 10 pick, and you managed to have 15 good games. Good. Congrats. 3+ years in the league, and that's what you've come up with. I'm happy for you. I hope it works out for you for the Wong Dong Tigers. Ni hao, as Shaquille O'Neal would say. As for the Ohio State quarterback, that's just... Once again, congratulations. Ohio State has 2 guys playing quarterback in the league. That's great. Good for them. The GM likes Goff and the head coach likes Hooker. That's just, there's no validity to that statement whatsoever. So unless you have heard that directly from the head coach and from the general manager, or you know that, that's just a bunch of malarkey. That's like some of the stuff that I saw that somebody had said, like, this is a Brad Holmes game because, D-line picks. And it's like, what? This is a Brad Holmes game. This is a Brad Holmes game. Okay. All right, sure. I guess they're all Brad Holmes games, are they not? You're going to tell me that this one's about the defensive line? I'd say that this game is more or less about the offensive line. And the fact that, once again, we had a 3-game winning streak against the Chicago Bears. The offensive line struggles. Pass game has no continuity. Get Jamison Williams the ball. We try to throw to him, and you underthrow him. Jared Goff's getting brought down to the ground by Montez Sweat. Refs can't see anything. Like, what in the world are we doing? That was brutal yesterday. What is Jared Goff's record as a start? We're not going to do this all day, are we? This is why we can't win, because we don't know how to act the next day. That's what happens. Like, if we lose a football game, we've done this 4 times so far this year. 4 times. By the way, Goff's record as a Lion, 21-21-1. So that was going into Sunday, so now I guess he's 21-22-1. There you go. Like, every single time we lose, I see the comments on Facebook, are you going to tell us about Brian Branch again? If Brian Branch has a good game, then we'll talk about Brian Branch. Why wouldn't we? Would you rather not talk? Like, we're so conditioned in this state to not be able to handle anything. It is unbelievable. Did we play bad? Yeah. Am I defending it? No. That's your boy, though. Aaron Glenn, future head coach. It's your boy. Once again, Justin Fields, 3rd and 8, scrambles for 30. Congratulations. At one point, early on in the game, the stat came across the screen. What did it say? The Bears had 8 first downs, and the Lions had 5 plays run or something ridiculous. The blatant intentional grounding call. Yeah, they scored the very next play. The people upset over the free play from Aiden Hutchinson, like you got beat over the top by multiple strides for that touchdown. Like that wasn't, like I get Aiden's upset giving a free play, like, oh, he's got to be more disciplined. Okay, easy for us to say. Fine, sure, whatever. If that's like you're just looking for an easy target, Aiden has 1 penalty. What about the other 7 that the Lions were called for? 2 picks and a fumble loss. Good job. There you go. Like, that's how you lose football games. That's how you do it. Right there. That's how you lose. Guess what Chicago did? They won the ground game. They won the turnover battle. They won the football game. That fumble there by Jared Goff, once again, cold weather, guy can't hold on to the ball. If you want to tell me, hey, this is like, and here's the thing. Don't come out here and act like all I do is defend Jared Goff, like I'm a Jared Goff apologist. He's the quarterback of the team. I hope he does well. I don't believe in wasting picks on guys that aren't going to be anything in the NFL. Malik Willis, Zach Wilson, guys like that. Desmond Ridder. Like, I don't want any of those guys. I don't want them. Like, for all of that, Malik Willis at 2 was never going to happen. We got a very good player in Aiden Hutchinson. What you do is you draft exactly how the Lions drafted when they picked up Hendon Hooker. Because he would have been top 5, and you all would have loved him had he not blown his knee out, and you would have gotten all the hype from ESPN because, remember, that kid beat Alabama and threw the ball for like 500 yards that game. That's a big game player. But because everybody forgot about him after he blew his knee, they were on to the next shiny, bright object. Okay, that's fine, and you can do that. But I'm not wasting first-round picks on quarterback when you have a serviceable quarterback there. That's the whole point. I'm not going to draft a quarterback when you need 1,800 different things. It's the fact of the matter. It just is what it is. You could have a completely different philosophy, and you could argue it till the cows come home. I'm totally fine with that. The Lions did the right thing. The issue with Jared Goff right now has nothing to do with you or I or our opinions of him. It's what he is failing to do to make it more challenging for the organization. They now are you're questioning. That's what you're doing. If you're doing it, they're doing it. I'm sure of that. I'm not going to sit here and compare him to some kid who got drafted by the Jets. It's not our franchise. We got to stop talking about the Jets. Call in about anybody else. Talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for God's sakes. At least that's a fun city, not a hellhole. The issue with Jared Goff is he is supposed to, at this point, make this a no-brainer decision for his career moving forward in Detroit. He is not doing that. He is not doing that. That's his job right now, is to make this an impossible decision. A no-brainer. We have to just re-sign him. Look how good he's playing. He ain't doing it. Step aside. Back with more X's and Bros after this.
Hi, I'm Casey. I don't just work at Meijer, I shop there. Because the holidays are a big deal in my family, I need big deals. And I find them on holiday staples like Meijer's Spiral Sliced Ham for 89 cents per pound with M-Perks. Discount automatically applied when you enter your M-Perks ID Limit 1. Plus potatoes, green beans, rolls, and more. And I use M-Perks to save even more with $1 off per gallon of gas. Get the same low prices, big deals, and great quality in-store and online at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Get your groove on. Friday, December 15th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Robin Thicke. Same show, same night, Montel Jordan. Tickets start at $53. On sale now at the box office and etix.com. Party hard. Slide into smooth. Robin Thicke and Montel Jordan. Friday, December 15th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Huge here for my friends from Coppercraft Distillery. Now they're a Michigan-based company, and they have a message for anybody 21 and up. You're going to want to get hooked up with this Honolulu Blue, a premium can cocktail. Vodka, blue raspberry lemonade, This special limited edition canned cocktail is available at local stores, pubs, and restaurants. And when you're cheering on our favorite pro football team, TDs, tailgates, and more, make sure you grab a Honolulu Blue from Coppercraft Distillery.
Merc Perks from Mercantile Bank is here. Merc Perks checking has all you need to plan your busy lifestyle. Travel services for hotels, airfare, and cruises, cash back rewards, and even savings on prescriptions, eyewear, and dental work. Merc Perks also includes all the traditional benefits you love, like online and mobile banking, and fee-free access to almost 40,000 MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mymercperks.com, member FDIC.
Huge here for Van Andel Institute Purple Community. Now, they're a grassroots fundraising network powered by the volunteers who support VAI's mission to improve health now and in the future. Learn more at purplecommunity.org.
It's as easy as 1, 3. Wait, that's not how it goes. It's 1, 2, 3, like this. The Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police wants you to remember, always wear your seatbelt. Make it part of your routine. Just like that. Got it? Seatbelts save lives, and using them is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Coming up later today at 3 on the Huge Show on the Michigan Sports Network, I'll deliver huge opinions on everything you're talking about.
Good morning, everyone.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Welcome back here. Hour number 2, X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports and Network. Ben Glaze, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. We say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you from Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City. Text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000. Sports Radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 866-838-4843. 866-838-4843. That's where we find Ryan. Good morning, Ryan. How are you, my friend?
I'd
Ryan,
be a lot better.
are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
I'm
I might
here.
as well be the Verizon guy because, man, do I not want service anymore to watch these teams. Cancel all the internet. Cancel all the cable. Cancel all my subscriptions. Because, God forbid, if I have to watch another team like this or see rumors of coaches punching, arguing coaches. I mean, I didn't even see these Juwan Howard rumors last night because I was too busy self-loathing about my own teams. So I had to look them up this morning. But it's like, I'm at the point, though, where, like, I'm ready to throw everyone under the bus. I'm ready to go Ari Gold, bring the paintball gun into the office, and just, I'm going to go down the line here with every single, with all the teams. I'll start off with NHL. Referees, get your heads out of your rear ends and start protecting Dylan Larkin at some point. The guy's been hit on the back of the head 4 times, and not one penalty's been called on the guy hitting Larkin on the back of the head. Like, at what point are you actually going to care about a single player getting hit, cross-checked on the neck? But instead, we'll penalize the guy who's trying to protect his captain after getting smoked in the head for the 5th time. NHL, come on, do better. David Braun, thank you for sticking up for your teammate. Let's see. Let's go Michigan basketball real quick, because all it is Juwan Howard, just take a step back from your team. Like, there's no point for you to come back as an assistant coach. Come back when you're fully ready to coach. Like, it's a weird dynamic. I don't know what you're doing. Like, it was weird to do this, like, step-in program to coaching. Just come back when you're ready. It sets up for a weird dynamic between everyone. Makes 0 sense. Michigan State. This is all on Tom Izzo at this point. Because yesterday it's like, you have Malik Hall go for 22. You have Walker, Hogarth, and Akins provide solid offensive games. Your 2 centers on the roster combine for 2 points and 3 rebounds. And you have a 5-star center sitting on your bench. Like, it's been 3 years, and you haven't developed a big man. It's all on you at this point. When you refuse to use the transfer portal to fill a glaring need, you're the old man still connected to dial-up while everyone's using a cell phone. Like, it's as simple as that. Because even when you shoot 50% from 3, have your guards play a decent game, you lose 7 to Nebraska. Like, it seems where it's pretty obvious where the problem lies. Like, we can yell about all the players, what they are not doing. It's simple. It's Tom Izzo. Like, either play your 5-star center or just admit you screwed up and not getting a good center the last 2 years. And now let's go to the Lions, because I have the biggest beef with them. Ben Johnson, you're turning into Jay Johnson. Like, what are you doing with your offensive play calls? Jared Goff, you've been a Detroit Lion for 3 years. Learn how to play in the cold weather. Because guess what? You ain't getting over it. Like, you're not going back to sunny Los Angeles. like every other week like your fiance does because she doesn't have to live in Michigan. So start playing better or just get the hell out of town. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, learn how to catch a swing pass out of the backfield. It's been like 5 drop passes on your little swing pass that has cost the Lions multiple first downs.
Oh, that might have been a house call, the one that Gibbs dropped. I mean, he had the perfect setup with the wide receivers blocking downfield. Like there was nobody around.
Exactly. And how about, again, back to Ben Johnson, maybe on a 4th and 1, don't call a counter handoff that takes 6 seconds to hand off to Jahmyr Gibbs for 1 yard. To let all that pressure come in on the right side, which you have your backup center and backup right guard, being the focal point of guarding that. Great play call there to motion your fullback out of the backfield on 4th and 1. Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, there was the offsides penalty. My biggest complaint with him was on DJ Moore's run where he got absolutely annihilated by a wide receiver and he couldn't get past a wide receiver blocking him. I'm sorry, you're the second-round pick and you let a wide receiver just absolutely own you on an end-around? That is embarrassing. And because the biggest complaint on the DJ Moore catch, too, it's not Aiden Hutchinson on the offside. It's Jerry Jacobs getting burnt again for the 9th week in a row. But no, we can't complain about him because he had one good week in week 3. So he said, where's all your receipts now? My receipts is your entire career, Jerry Jacobs. You want to keep talking? How about we show your film? Because you've had one good week in 3 years, and no one's supposed to complain about you. Because it's offensive if you complain about players now and how they play. And Aaron Glenn, what the hell do you do for this team? Like, oh,
I thought you were going to say, what the hell do you do for a living?
That too. Oh, we can't complain about you either because guess what? This defense is getting better. Where? You went from worse to bad. Congratulations. You've done the bare minimum at your job in 2 years. All right, you fired Aubrey Pleasant as the scapegoat last year. Who is it this year for you, Aaron Glenn? Because when you keep looking down the line of like, whose fault is this? Maybe we just put a mirror on the sideline.
That was pretty good. You feel better?
Unloaded the clip on the paintball gun.
You know, your frustrations are felt. They are. You know, that's the thing about, you know, when this team loses, it becomes such a it just
it's not a one-sided effort. I think everyone wants to point the fingers of like, it's Goff's fault, it's Ben Johnson's fault, it's Aaron Glenn's fault.
No, that's a collective failure yesterday.
Right. It's everyone. Like, it's hard to point just at one person when it's everyone's fault. Like, the offense has 10 turnovers in the last 4 games.
Yeah, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. Like, I really just, man, I don't even know what to say, you know, because, like, this team loses a game, right? They lose a game, and it becomes like this strange place here in media where, you know, folks get so upset over, like, everything. And I get it. Like, you have the right to be upset. Right? You absolutely can be aggravated and PO'd and all that stuff. I have no problem with that whatsoever. My issue becomes that, and there's still, it's not like we're watching Troy Weaver's Pistons, right? And it's like we got a little taste of success, and now all of a sudden, like, we don't know how to handle it. We really don't. And that's kind of across the board. You know, it's not just the fan base. It's you know, with the team as well. Like, guys, you're going to have to win. Your best football needs to be played in December. And you've got some tough games. Broncos are no longer a slouch. You got the Vikings twice and the Cowboys to close down the season. Like, this ain't going to be easy. We'll step aside, be back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Bill Simonson here for my good friend Josh Garvey. Now, he is a managing shareholder at Br0's, soon to be Doran Mayhew at the end of the year. And with the merger, there is growth and a chance for you to fill an executive or other high-level finance-related roles, either at Br0 here in downtown Grand Rapids or over at the Doran Mayhew World Headquarters in Troy, or at any of their offices across the country and around the world. They have a national specialized talent pool with ideal candidates for long-term placement, ongoing support for post-placement success. So if you're looking for that next chapter in your professional career, talk to Josh Garvey and the team at Br0. Easiest way, you can call Br0, ask for Josh Garvey, or go to their website, BENEGARTR.com, or look for Br0, soon to be Doran Mayhew, on Facebook and on Twitter.
Deck your cart with Myers Savings.
This year, give the gift of savings from Meijer.
Santa Bucks will save you plenty.
This Wednesday through Saturday, save up to $50 when you decide what's on sale with Santa Bucks.
Ho, ho, ho! Savings for all!
Plus, stack your savings with M-Perks December daily deals. Check back every day for the newest can't-miss deals. Shop Wednesday through Saturday to save even more when you use M-Perks at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Huge here for Van Andel Institute Purple Community. Now, they're a grassroots fundraising network powered by the volunteers who support VAI's mission to improve health now and in the future. Learn more at purplecommunity.org. Coming up later today at 3 on the Huge Show on the Michigan Sports Network, I'll deliver huge opinions on everything you're talking about.
Your favorite primetime channels are on YouTube. Now you can watch the TV and movies you love from
From Traverse City to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, you're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you ride along with us. A reminder the golf season may have come to a close, but Matt Gold and his team still ready to welcome you to one of the most beautiful golfing resorts in the great state of Michigan. Tullymore Golf Resort, Canadian Lakes, offering not one but two championship courses. Tullymore and St. Ives, located about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant, not only featuring top-of-the-line golfing experiences, but also top-of-the-line accommodations and the perfect space for your wedding, event, reception, or group outing. So visit TullymoreGolf.com. That's TullymoreGolf.com, or 1-800-972-4837 is the phone number, 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. Let's get to some of these text messages. They have 4 losses. Ryan, calm down. It's not like they're the Packers, the Patriots in Rodgers or Brady's prime. Well, no, they do have 4 losses. And yes, they might not be the Rodgers, Packers, or Brady's Patriots. But it is concerning for a team that has, one win that really stands out this season, and that's the win against the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, that's what it is. The Lions fall to 9-4. They have split with the Packers, who are 6-6 on the year. They have yet to play the Vikings, and now they've split with the Bears. They should not have lost a divisional game this year. And Dan Campbell said, everybody thinks that the Bears, because they had, 4 wins, that they're a crap team. They know they're not a crap team. Yeah, they're not. They're an NFL team. At the end of the day, everybody's got pros on that side. How do you think people felt, playing the Lions 2 years ago? We were 0-10 to start the season. Everybody's looking at them like it's an opportunity to pick up an easy dub. And that's just not the case. They're still professionals. The bothersome thing about it is that it feels rudimentary to try to be able to fix this. And, I don't know if, apparently Aaron Glenn doesn't listen to the show, but I thought I provided a halfway decent, remedy to the problem, a solution, if you will, on how to contain Justin Fields. That is really 2 birds with 1 stone. You get your biggest defensive back and you stick him in the middle of the field as a quarterback spy. And on 3rd and 8, inside their own, 10-yard line, he scrambles across the 30 for a first down. That's backbreaking. You get the no call, which should have been intentional grounding. They scored the very next play. All right, cool. It's simple. 1-6 last year. Then they played with no pressure and started winning. Then they absolutely needed it and blew it in Carolina this year. They start playing with pressure and blow it on Thanksgiving, really blow it over the last 4 to 5 weeks. They need more big-time playmakers, not just cute 3rd and 4th bottom line. I'm not upset because I know this time they're not going to wait 11 years to get rid of a quarterback. Look, they have lost 2 out of 3, but they're still 4-2 in their last 6. The problem is that ever since the Baltimore game, it's really difficult to find a game where everything has gone really well. Defense was not great against the Saints. They did force the turnover there by Brian Branch, and excuse me for highlighting Brian Branch's play. I don't mean to upset whoever our Facebook friend is that had his commentary. But they haven't played well on both sides of the ball since what? Tampa Bay, Carolina? Then think about who I just said. Tampa Bay, Carolina. They're still 9-4. They're still better than they were last year. Of course, I mean, who knows? You got 4 games left. This is not going to be easy. Broncos at Minnesota, at Dallas, home against the Vikings. There's not really a whole lot easy about that schedule there, folks. 2 of them in prime time, too. We'll see. We shall see. Let's shift gears here. I want to talk a little bit about the Detroit Red Wings squandering 2 really good opportunities against a couple of bottom barrel teams that, and I don't expect to hear anything about Dylan Larkin, at least until at some point, maybe later today or tomorrow. Perron's going to have his hearing. Look, it's an ugly scene. He gets hit in the back, and when it happens, he gets hit, and if somebody's driving the net like towards him at the same time, and so that's like really how he gets basically knocked out. A scary scene. I can only imagine what his wife was going through, because after the loss of their child in the pregnancy, and now this, like, that's she had to just be absolutely sick to her stomach trying to watch that. I mean, that was him laying face down on the ice. According to the Kevin Weeks tweet, he's being told all scans are negative for Larkin, no time frame. I'd probably give it a couple days just to be safe, but I don't expect official word from the team, at least not yesterday. That's a Monday through Friday business hours type of ordeal there with the hit. And is it unfortunate? Yes. It didn't have to take place the way that it did. And then Perron just turned around and he's looking for anybody in sight. So he's going to get probably 5 games, because that's what's going to happen. And look, you can't just turn around and cross-check somebody in the side of the neck. You just can't do it. But as you rewatch it, Larkin gets hit in nothing crazy. It's not nuts, but he does get hit in the back of the head, and another player is coming in and clips him in the front, and almost like, I don't know, catches him right on the chin. It's like just bad timing. I don't really know as far as to why he went down the way that he went down, because it wasn't like anything super, like it didn't look crazy, but I don't know. That's, it's not like it was he's taking some jarring shots. The one against Toronto really stands out to me. It's like, yeah, that one there, you'd expect him to not get up from. Then he gets up and he gets mad and he starts swinging. Like, yeah, of course. But a big picture here, away from that injury because of the hit from behind and being left unconscious, Patrick Kane gets his first goal as a Red Wing. They're tied 1-1 at the end of the first period, and then they give up goals to Tarasenko, Kubalik, and then it's 5-1 before you know it. Just a bad game overall. Ottawa's a team that's 11-11 on the year with 22 points, and Detroit finds himself now 14-8-4. They've played 2 more games than Toronto and have the same amount of points at 32. And these games matter. And I get, like, you don't want to lose to the San Jose Sharks, especially when you jump out to a 4-0 lead. Like, they've got some soul searching to do. They got a very busy week. They play Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday this week. 4 games for the Red Wings this week. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot in a very short amount of time for the Detroit Red Wings. And at least next week they play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday before they get a couple days off for the holiday and don't play again. They'll play Saturday the 23rd and then won't hit the ice again until Wednesday the 27th. So they do get a little bit of a break right there. It's just a lot of games in a short amount of time. That's all I'm saying. Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. That's 4 games in 6 days. That starts to add up here a little bit. Now, we've been hearing good things out of Grand Rapids and the fact that, hey, this team, we've got some guys that have been playing pretty well. Nate Danielson's been filling up the stat sheet where he's been. So, maybe there's an opportunity to get some guys some activity now that Perron's going to be out and Larkin's going to be out. You can, get a couple guys in there that maybe haven't had some opportunities and see what you got. But, these are the games that you can't rely on going out there and beating Boston 5-2. You really can't. You're playing teams like Chicago, Buffalo, San Jose, Ottawa. Like you need to win these games. Like, these are points on the table. Lalone knows that. These players know that. There's nobody more disappointed than they are. So I would look for a bounce-back game tonight. Take it on the Dallas Stars. It's not going to be easy. Dallas is 15-8-3 at 33 points, so very similar path. They're 1-3 in their last 4, so we'll see if the Wings can get it turned around tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more X's and Bros talking Lions next here, Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archive boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big, dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably, it's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Roast Umber is a farm-direct coffee sourced from Central American farmers and roasted in Grand Rapids. And also the Nitro Cold Brew Coffee is a convenient and healthy option for energy with no sugar additives. Look for it at your local retailer or at roastumber.com.
You're listening to Michigan's statewide morning show, X's and Bros, right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports and Network. You know, in the NBA, the game could change in an instant, but no matter how the action unfolds, you know DraftKings Sportsbook has your back. This week, new customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on basketball. Win or lose, you get an instant dub. Best of all, it's safe, secure, and reliable. With 24/7 support, you can deposit, withdraw your cash whenever, wherever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code HUGE. New customers get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on basketball. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Only using the promo code HUGE. The crown is yours. Now, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117. 21 plus, physically present, Michigan. Eligibility and deposit restrictions to apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you ride along with us. Text us, use the keyword sports radio, send that to 21,000, sports radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 866-838-4843, 866-838-4843. Iserman has to go out and get at least one more tough guy. With Costin out due to illness, they have no one to step up. Too many liberties being taken on Larkin and need to be tougher to play against. This is 3 years in a row he's getting banged around and missing significant time. That comes from DBC on YouTube. For a league, the NHL, supposedly concerned about player safety, why is any stick work neck and above tolerated? Stick makes contact to the head, sit for a game. Do it again, sit for 3. Kevin on YouTube. I think that's legitimate. It's a great idea. If your stick hits somebody in the head, I mean, you're in control of it. You have to be. And I get that these guys, you know, with their skill and ability, have the stick up, you know, between their waist and their chest a lot more than the average amateur player would. But if that comes up and hits somebody in the head, like, I get it. You know, especially if there's two hands on it. If it's one hand, it flips up, or, you know, if it's completely by accident, okay. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about two hands on the stick, using it as a weapon. I don't understand why they tolerate any cross checks at all. Like, you see guys in front of the net just getting chopped in their lower back nonstop. That's a cross check. You're literally taking your stick and cross checking someone in the back. Call it. Call the penalty. And what are we doing? Let's get to Paul and GR wants to talk a little Red Wings in line. Good morning, Paul. How are you, my friend?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Oh, this is the real Paul right here. Not Paul Feinbaum. This is the real Paul.
Yes, sir. Paul and GR. Yeah, I never got back with you about the Michigan game, man. Let's go blue. Big Ten champs again. I think we're going to handle Alabama in the semifinal. I do want to say a few things here about the Red Wings and Lions. First of all, with the Red Wings, the goaltending, man. Like, come on. What are we doing here? Like, this has to get better. I thought we got better defensively. Apparently, you know, evidently we have not. But there's one person that I want to call out right now in the NHL, and that is you, Matthew Joseph. You are now public enemy number 1 in Detroit. You, sir, are garbage. Every single time we play against this guy's two-handing Dylan Larkin in the back of the head or the neck area, intentionally knowing that he has injuries there. It's not his first time or second time. It's his third time going after Dylan Larkin. Again, knowing that he has a history of injuries there. But what does the NHL do every single time with this guy? Oh,
nothing.
Oh, just don't do it again. We're going to slap you on the wrist. Oh, but Mr. Larkin, you're kicked out of the game. Mr. Perron, come to the principal's office, sir. You, sir, are looking at down the barrel of a 5-game suspension, you naughty boy. How dare you stick up for your teammate? You know what? Screw Matthew Joseph. I hate this guy. And you know what? I hope that we are out for blood against specifically him January 31st. It is intentional. He is a dirty, dirty, dirty player. You cannot tell me that he is not intending to injure Dylan Larkin every single gosh darn time that he plays against him. That was 100% intentional. And then Kelly, I think they had a plan or something like, yeah, I'm going to two-hand him in the face where he was hurt before, and then you're going to throw your elbow up and we're going to make it look like an accident. what are these refs thinking? How is that not intentional? How do you not suspend Matthew Joseph for 30 games because he's a repeat offender? All I got to say, Mr. Joseph, watch your back in Detroit because you are now public enemy number one. And I hope somebody kicks the crap out of him the next time we see him. I cannot stand this guy.
Got to have somebody to do it.
Style.
Got to have somebody to do it. Need a Darren McCarty. Need a Tom Wilson.
We need somebody. I think Costin just beat the crap out of this guy to where you got to take him out on a stretcher. And no, I'm not kidding. I hate Matthew Joseph. Number 2, Lions. I mean, it is what it is right now, man. I think Aaron Glenn, you got to sit him down with the Bobs, from the office and go, Aaron Glenn, what would you say you do here? Because it's not make defensive adjustments against mobile quarterbacks. He had all week to game plan for Justin Fields, man. All week, knowing that Justin Fields does 2 things. He throws it to DJ Moore or he runs the ball. This guy, get him out of here. I mean, you gotta shake it up. I don't believe that we lack a ton of defensive talent on the defensive side of the ball. Aaron Glenn doesn't do anything to make adjustments. Now, it's not all on him. Goff could have been better. The offense could have been better. Ben Johnson could have made some better play calls. But here's the thing about the Lions, and I'm not going to get too bent out of shape about it. We were 1-11-1 2 years ago. We went 9-8 last year, but now we're 9-4. It's, in my opinion, I think we're about a year ahead of schedule. So this was never going to be the year to win a Super Bowl. I think everybody's expectations changed when we started 8-2. Come on, Lions fans. I know we haven't been here before, but I don't know, let's act like it. All you got to do is win your division and then just see what happens in the playoffs. And next year is when we start having some expectations hey, guys, now we have some championship expectations. This should be a championship team. But, I mean, come on, man. How quickly this thing has been turned around, I get it, but at the same time, it's, just keep in mind how bad we were under Quinn Trisha and how much we're thriving under Campbell and Brad Holmes right now. That's all I got to say. I mean, I still think they'll win the division, win a playoff game, and then you just take it from there and you build on top of that. That's all.
Hey, Paul, I appreciate the call this morning. Thank you. I have no beef or quarrel with going after Joseph from the Ottawa Senators. I would prefer not to put him out on a stretcher, but you could just drop the gloves and beat him up. I'm okay with that. That's just the way that I look at it. And look, there is when it comes to the Detroit Lions, they are ahead of schedule. They are. The 8-2 start, there's probably a little bit of fool's gold there, just based on, quality of opponent. Hasn't been a world beater schedule by any stretch of the imagination. We haven't had to play, we'll play the Dallas Cowboys, but we haven't had to see, the San Francisco 49ers. We did play the Chiefs. We haven't played some of the power team. We haven't played Miami. We played the NFC South. And I'm not trying to take away from it because it is, wins in the NFL are very difficult to come by no matter who's on the other side. But Baltimore, a very good team. Kansas City, a very good team. Seattle's a pretty good team. You lose to Baltimore, you beat Kansas City, you'll lose to Seattle. Okay. I do feel like there's a little bit, because they haven't played that upper echelon club. You lost to the Bears, you lost to the Packers. The Bears and Packers have 11 wins combined right now. That's tough, especially with Denver coming to town. Then 2 more on the road. Three of the next 4, and the final 3 games coming on the home stretch are all in the conference, and 2 of those 3 are in the division. And those are very, very important games. Importance is, it's paramount. It doesn't get any higher than this. I do believe that we are ahead of schedule, though. And that fool's gold might have believed that, hey, this is the year. Why not? I understand those questions. Why not us? Hey, you got magic in a bottle. Run with it, because it's the NFL and it's hard to win and it's hard to sustain success. It is going to be very difficult to do so when you don't have Like, Frank Ragnow is an all-pro caliber center. Every time he misses time, we get beat up. Chicago's defense got better with Montez Sweat. Could that have been us? Sure. Could have been. Doesn't necessarily fit the financial plan, so I'm okay with that. I had to go back into the whole Jalen Carter thing yesterday because Jalen Carter was the right place, right time, and had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. The Eagles lost the football game. The Eagles have 8 wins by 1 possession. You know who did that last year? The Minnesota Vikings. Remember that? I don't think that Philadelphia is as good as people believe. Are they better than the Lions? Yes, they just played in the Super Bowl. They sure are. My biggest beef comes in this team is with defensive coordinator, and quarterback play has got to be better. And it's crazy because you look to New Orleans and it's like, okay, well, you have that terrible showing on Thanksgiving. Then you come back, you bounce right back against New Orleans. You win that game 33-28. You make the big throws when it counted. Man, that's awesome. And then you come out on the road against Chicago, and it's terrible. Like, it's just absolutely awful. And I don't know. Your job right now is to make it impossible not to re-sign you. That's what the job is to make it impossible for the Lions to not re-sign you. And we just don't, the door is open. The door is definitely open. Like, you have every right to question the play from the quarterback. You know, the people that are asking about Jamison Williams, I don't know why Jamison Williams isn't getting more targets. He did get targeted down the field. The ball was underthrown. But outside of that, I could not tell you what is wrong with this scenario here where Jamison Williams has 1 target in the pass game and 1 carry in the run game. I don't know. It seems like that's him. It's much more of it's a him problem. It's got to be. Because why else? Why else would this happen? You know what I mean? Why else would you only target your 12th overall pick 1 time? What's the issue? And look, Laporta caught a football that it should never even been caught. But he had 6 targets and only 2 catches. The offense as a whole was absolutely dreadful. And the Jahmyr Gibbs run that he broke for 36 yards, I love that. I think it was great. And we just, I don't know, we just abandoned. 24, you have 24 rushes. You have 35 passing attempts. It's not incredibly unbalanced, but the blocking just wasn't there, especially at the end of the game. Kind of felt you're talking about 4 sacks, 5 TFLs, and 9 quarterback hits. You're getting beat up. It's cold outside. Whole thing is a mess. And you lose 28-13 to the Chicago Bears. And I know that Dan Campbell acknowledged it, but look, here's something else we can acknowledge. The Lions now have the worst scoring defense in the NFC North. They have given up more points than every other team in our division. Think about that. We've had to win some games this year where this offense has had to carry them. Had to carry them. They couldn't get a stop against Seattle and lost. They put 42 on the Panthers. They had to get in a shootout with the Chargers because we couldn't get a stop. The Bears, we win 31-26. There's too many question marks here. Too many question marks. And for this team, there's a reason why their fans are very concerned and very worried about what is taking place, because this is not a fan base that is equipped to be able to handle this kind of roller coaster ride here. But it is the NFL. It is a week-to-week league. It is an hour-to-hour league. Like, it just is what it is. That's where we kind of that's where we're at right now. They know they have to be better. They have to win games. Like the Denver Broncos on a short week. Now it's a short week for both teams, and luckily we don't have to travel. That's great. But the Denver Broncos all of a sudden are 7-6, and they're an even 500 away from home. Oh, and by the way, they're coming off a 24-7 win on the road in LA against the Chargers. And they have won 6 of their last 7. And their one loss was on the road to Houston by 5 points. They beat the Browns, decent team. They beat the Vikings, our divisional opponent. They went on the road to Buffalo and beat them. They whacked the Kansas City Chiefs 24-9. Like, Denver's playing some pretty good football right now. And this is a big-time test for the Detroit Lions, who are going to be at home inside Ford Field. They're 4-2 at home. You got to take care of home field. They're going to have to come up with a game plan and pray to God they can get a little bit more healthy, because Frank Ragnow's out, and it is a glaringly obvious. Like, that's the difference that he makes on that front five. When he is out, this team doesn't even look nearly the same. And so you could talk about Jameson Williams and all the exterior, all the fantasy positions you want. You have to be able to provide your quarterback with time. Everybody gets time against us, and that's why they shred, because we can't get to the quarterback. And then all of a sudden, Frank Ragnow goes down, and guess what? Boom. Everybody's getting to the quarterback. 9 quarterback hits is 9 too many. Maybe you get hit once or twice. That's a great game from an offensive line. Your quarterback's getting hit 9 times. Their defense was vastly superior to ours. And once again, you got a quarterback that can scramble a little bit, and now all of a sudden we act like we've never seen that before, like it's not something that kills us every single time somebody has a quarterback that can run around a little bit. Every single time they just absolutely carve this defense up. Like, there's got to be a solution to this. There has to be. What it is, I don't know. Is it putting your biggest bodied reserve defensive back in the middle of the field to spy? That's what I would have done. Just tell Melon Fondu, you got to go out there and tackle like a heathen. Just go out there like a rogue Viking and just tackle everything in sight. Stay in the middle of the field, watch his every move, make him make the first move, contain him, and let's gang tackle him and bury him into the turf. That would have been my game plan. That's what I would have tried. Try something, anything, to stop a mobile quarterback. Just one time. Step aside. Back with more X's and Bros after this.
Huge here for Urban U. They are Michigan's favorite med spa locations throughout West Michigan and also on the east side of the state in Northville. And this is for any guy listening right now or lady. If you want the perfect holiday gift for somebody you care about, you need to think about the holiday specials happening at theurbanu.com. That's theurbanu.com. And for the holidays, Urban U is offering holiday tiers. Until December 30th through the end of the year, purchasing a holiday tier is the perfect way to treat yourself or that person in your life that you care about or your family. And you get your holiday gift shopping done quick at theurbanu.com. And what are holiday tiers? Holiday tiers are the best way to get rewarded big time for investing in your health, wellness, and beauty services. Simple and easy. If you want to take care of everything for the holidays, go to theurbanu.com.
Hi, I'm Casey. I don't just work at Meijer, I shop there. Because the holidays are a big deal in my family, I need big deals. And I find them on holiday staples like Meijer's spiral sliced ham for 89 cents per pound with M-Perks. Discount automatically applied when you enter your M-Perks ID Limit 1. Plus potatoes, green beans, rolls, and more. And I use M-Perks to save even more with $1 off per gallon of gas. Get the same low prices, big deals, and great quality in-store and online at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Get your groove on. Friday, December 15th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Robin Thicke. Same show, same night, Montel Jordan. Tickets start at $53. On sale now at the box office and etix.com. Party hard. Slide into smooth. Robin Thicke and Montel Jordan. Friday, December 15th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Roast Umber is a farm direct coffee sourced from Central American farmers and roasted in Grand Rapids. And also the Nitro Cold Brew Coffee is a convenient and healthy option for energy with no sugar additives. Look for it at your local retailer or at roastumber.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Coming up later today at 3 on the Huge Show on the Michigan Sports Network, I'll deliver huge opinions on everything you're talking about.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Gets Benny B to to Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker. Jayden Walker. Touchdown. Spotty. Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up. Yes. Caught. Touchdown to Detroit Lions. They did it. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end. Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here. A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Welcome back here. X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. It is hour 3 on this Monday, the 11th day of December. Text the keyword sports radio. Send that to 21,000. Call us on the Myers Supercenter guest line, 866-838-4843. That's where you find Freddie. Good morning to you, Freddie. How are you this Monday?
Good morning, AB. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. Best day of my life. Never better.
Great. This is going to be a positive phone call. First of all, did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I mean, just worked. Just a couple basketball games this weekend that I had to work, and what the hell did I do on Friday? Oh, we had Lions Christmas party on Friday. Hal Vitae dressed up as Santa Claus, the largest Santa Claus I've ever seen.
So let me ask you, but speaking of Santa Claus, when you work behind the counter cutting meat, do you wear a Santa Claus hat during Christmas time?
During the holidays, I will, and the reason is it's psychological warfare, because we all know that there's nothing worse than the American consumer during the holiday season, because they are the only person that has ever wanted or needed something in the history of planet Earth, and therefore, if they don't get it, imminent doom, death, and destruction, as well as zombie apocalypse and nuclear warfare will break out. So in order to get people to understand, if all the Christmas decor didn't lighten up the mood a little bit, how do you argue with a guy wearing a Santa hat, right? That's really why I wear it. It's not because I'm in a festive mood. It is to combat the idiocracy, stupidity, and ultimate selfishness of the American consumer. Weren't expecting that, were you?
But, thank you for all the words, especially the consumers that knock on your door after closing hours. All right. Thank you for all that information. Now, hey, listen, can you send me for last thing? Can you send a text to the Codfathers? And where's my boy Paris? Is he in Arizona with his protection program? I miss my boy. So
no, I don't think he's left his house. To be honest with you, he's all he does is talk about Call of Duty right now. So he is. I don't know where Paris has been. I'm going to ask him right now. If Freddie's looking for you, APB, All Points Bulletin.
It's wintertime, man. A lot of people hibernate. I totally get it. So now listen, caller Paul prompted me to call in, and he made a lot of good points. First of all, Heisman, listen, Joe Koster is doing a lot of car commercials. Why don't you give him a call and just play him like 12 minutes a game, and just let him bash everybody else in the head, and just put him back on the bench the other minutes of the game. So Joe Koster's out there. Listen, the Lions. I'm kind of on this. I'm kind of on this bandwagon. Like, Aaron Glenn's got to go, but I don't think it's fair to blame him for everything, because the Lions really are. They don't have as much talent as you think. Now, you said something about Lions fans are equipped to or not equipped to handle this, or vice versa. I don't know, but listen. We've been through enough. We've been through way too much. Yeah. Like, we cannot our fans on a week-to-week basis, all we want is a little consistency. And it doesn't help that the rest of our sports teams are sucking canal water. Yeah, and the Lions fans have endured a lot. You know, I ask you, I give you a homework assignment, and I've been coming back to this since I've been talking to you on air. When have the Lions won a big game, especially on the road, when it matters? You tell me when it matters that they need it for the team. You tell me when is the last time that's happened. That's their biggest bugaboo. Aaron Glenn does not have that much talent on the defensive side. Kirby Joseph has not stepped up like he did last year. I kept telling you about Tracy Walker. He's just a backup. You know, Derek Barnes, you know, is he making plays? I mean, you can go on and on and on. And I know they lost to Lee McNeil. That was a big blow for them. Is he a great defensive tackle? No, but he is probably their best defensive player. Do we overrate Aiden Hutchinson because he played for Michigan? He's a local guy. Probably they do. Does he need help? I would agree. And I'd like to see him when he has help. So, you know, and the other thing with Aaron Glenn, he's not getting any help from your quarterback. Your quarterback's supposed to make those first downs, keep that defense off the field, right? Now, what's bothering me is we talked about in the draft, I'm the guy that said, listen, build on your strength. People laughed at me. Your offensive line was strong. You know what? If your defensive line, build on your strength. Do we take Jalen Carter? I brought up the tackle from Northwestern. Do we take him? Because we all know you got to win with the lines, right? With the interior line, the defense. So when you're trading up for a wide receiver that you're not using, you trade for a running back with your first pick in the first round, and you're really not using him, then you're really depleting this team of what you really need as interior line on the offensive, defensive line, especially when a guy goes out with injury. Okay? Could you have got other running backs? Could you have kept Swift? You could have done those things. I'm not going to sit here and question anything, okay? I'm happy with what they got. I'm the guy that told you at the beginning of the year, Green Bay was going to win his division. The Lions were a year away. And it looks like that could happen. Now, I'm going to give you one scenario, okay? In 2006, the Tigers blew the division. If everybody remembers, they blew the division the last week of the season and ended up with a wild card because they got swept by the Kansas City Royals. And what did they do in the playoffs? They swept two powerhouses, and they went to the World Series. So I'm happy with the season no matter what happens, but Aaron Glenn doesn't have a lot of talent in that defense. You're not playing the two guys that you traded for from Alabama, and your quarterback's not making enough plays, and they're not winning those big games on the road, AB. And until they get those guys, you know, it's just going to be like this for a little bit. That's kind of my positive. That's kind of my positive spin on it. You know, I'm not gonna be negative about it. You know, I want that quarterback, and I want to see better interior line play. So my apologies for being long-winded, but that's kind of the way I see it.
Well, and for, you know, when he goes to the line and trading up for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Lions have the first ever rookie combination of a tight end and running back that have produced 700 scrimmage yards in NFL history, to have a tight end and a running back in the rookie season. Like, I'm good with the Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta because it's a combination deal. So I'm good with both of them. I think that if Jahmyr Gibbs catches that pass out of the backfield, he just took his eyes off the ball. His wide receivers were in perfect position. I think he was gone. Now, based on the TV camera, and by the way, I'm watching the game while working at the same time. So I'm watching two games at once. And I see that ball hit him in the hands, and it's like he just picked his eyes up. He picked his eyes up, looked downfield, saw his wide receivers. He was picking his lane where he was running to, and he didn't secure the football first. If he catches that football, you know, who knows what happens there. You know, Brian Branch has been exceptional. Jack Campbell's been good. And, you know, Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm good on both of them. One point that Freddie has, I don't even know if he's still there, but one point that Freddie has brought up, multiple times, is that, you know, don't draft projects that are injured. I'm good on that. It's not working out. Yeah. They're going to need some depth on the offensive line in this year's class, and they have to address the defensive line. They have to find a way to manufacture pressure with 4 because they just cannot do that, and it is hamstringing this team. We got to hit the break, but we'll be back with more X's and Bros after this. Michigan Sports Network.
It's time to go in the huddle. 1, 2, 3, top flight.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and be sure to use the promo code HUGE for a special offer when you sign up. That's code HUGE, H-U-G-E, only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. The Detroit Lions let a golden opportunity slip away yesterday in Chicago as they fell to the Bears 28-13. An offense that came out sluggish, a defense that's only bright spot was giving the team a chance in the second quarter, an O-line marred with injuries, dropped passes, blown coverages, penalties, 3 turnovers. The perfect recipe for losing in the National Football League. Defensively, once again, Justin Fields did whatever he wanted to for the second consecutive game against this team. And this week, outdoors in December, the Lions offense couldn't keep him in the ball game. Sure, big picture, it's only one game. But for this fan base, that one game looked all too familiar. From a chance at 10-3 to questions at 9-4. A month left in the season and a lot at stake for this franchise.
Deck your cart with Meijer savings.
This year, give the gift of savings from Meijer.
Santa Bucks will save you plenty.
This Wednesday through Saturday, save up to $50 when you decide what's on sale with Santa Bucks.
Ho, ho, ho! Savings for all!
Plus, stack your savings with M-Perks December daily deals. Check back every day for the newest can't miss deals. Shop Wednesday through Saturday to save even more when you use M-Perks at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Huge here for Van Andel Institute Purple Community. Now, they're a grassroots fundraising network powered by the volunteers who support VAI's mission to improve health now and in the future. Learn more at purplecommunity.org. Huge here. AB's doing a heck of a job, and I'm ready to drop some huge opinions about what he's talking about later today at 3 on the Michigan Sports Network.
Apple Gift Card is a practical gift that unlocks a world of entertainment and fun. You can send it via email or give a physical card to your loved ones. Your friends and family can spend it on their favorite Apple services, including Apple subscriptions. Apple Gift Cards can be used to buy all things Apple: products, accessories, apps, games, movies, TV shows, iCloud Plus, and more. Visit apple.com.
This is X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Golf season may have come to a close, but Matt Golden and his team still ready to welcome you. One of the most beautiful clubhouses in all of Michigan. Tullymore Golf Resort and Canadian Lakes, offering not one but two championship courses. Tullymore and St. Ives, located about an hour north of Grand Rapids and 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant, not only features top-line golfing experiences, but also top-of-the-line accommodations and the perfect space for your wedding, event, reception, group, or corporate outing. Visit TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or call 1-800-972-4837. That's 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. Let's get back to the Meijer Supercenter guest line. You can join us too. 866-838-HUGE. That's 866-838-4843. USDA. Scott is on the line. Wants to talk a little Lions. Good morning to you, Scott. How are you, my friend?
Hey, buddy. How you doing this morning?
What's going on with your Spartans?
You know what? And you know what? I'm personal with Coach. I don't even know if he knows right now. The talent is there, the experience is there, and they're just not playing. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on them because I can't figure it out. And I'm a 13-year coach of basketball, played in college and everything else, so I can't figure it out. So I'm sure at the end of the game, you just looked at his face. I don't know if you were watching it, but you looked at his face and he's just like, what the heck is going on here? So they got Baylor coming up, and then I don't know. I just don't know. 25 years in a row might come to an end because they're just not. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, so I won't even talk about it.
Well, I serious question here for you. Hold on, serious question for you, because I asked this to Ryan earlier, and because I don't know the answer to this because of all the success that Michigan State hoops has had. But is this the worst athletic year that you can remember? If things stay the same?
No. Here's the thing. The Akins kid, the Carr kid, one of the kids on that hasn't got hardly any playing time. Big fellow from Chicago who's a stud. They have athleticism. They have athleticism and they have experience, and then all we get is Tyson trying. If Tyson can't score 30, we're done, and that is sickening. So, I like I said, right now there is no easy answer. So. I just hope that Tommy's years and years of experience can start to figure some of this out. Otherwise, like I said, 25 years in a row are going to come to an end. And it's sad. But let's talk some Lions. I want to talk some Lions. I want to break it down like a fraction here. On fourth and 1, you're handing off to a back 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That said almost everything to me. For some reason, our guru, our superstar, everybody wants him offensive genius, in the second half, especially in the third quarter, has lost his mind. I don't know what goes on. Like I said, you can't blame everything on him. You can't blame everything on Jared Goff. You can't blame everything on the offensive line that is missing guys. But when we're playing divisional opponents know they've watched Jared Goff for 3 years now. Divisional opponents know you get hands in his face up the middle. You got the big guys with their hands up in the middle. and you rush the edges, you blitz the edges. And they do it. Chicago does it. Green Bay does it. And we're going to see it against Minnesota for 2 games. And unless Ben Johnson can figure out some RPO schemes and some different schemes to get that pressure out of Goff's face, he does not respond well to pressure in his face. It's glaringly obvious. I mean, there are some quarterbacks that have, for lack of a better word, bugaboos, and he cannot have pressure in his face and hands in his face. He can escape the guys from the sides, but when he steps up and there's guys in his face, and the divisional opponents know that, and you can see it every single time we play these guys. And we here's the problem: we got Minnesota twice, and then we're probably either going to play Minnesota or Green Bay in the first game. I think they're going to be okay against Denver. Denver hasn't scored over 28 points all season. I think we're going to be okay against the Broncos. I think they're going to come back with a win this weekend, and then just beat the Vikings one out of the 2 times, and you're divisional champs. We're hosting a game, and then we have a divisional opponent. But and it is a successful season. All of us Lion fans have to realize it's a successful season. But the same thing on the defensive side of the ball. Aaron Glenn, you can't blame him for everything because the money they spent for the 2 corners, the corner and the safety, or the corner and the everything guys, CJ and Mosley, haven't played all season. The money we spent on defense hasn't played all season.
Oh, Cam Sutton
you can't
has.
Blame Well, yeah, Cam Sutton has, but oftentimes he's alone. And I know you love Jerry Jacobs, but he shouldn't see the field anymore. Oh, my goodness. You talk about burnt toast.
Ugh.
He's been terrible for 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
I don't know who else you're going to play.
Goodness. I know and that's the conundrum, you know.
Yeah, that was not. Emmanuel Mosley was supposed to be that guy, and that injury, man. I mean, you go out and you take a flyer on a guy for a year. It's just like, geez. Oh, by the way, Denver did score 29 against the Browns.
I'm sorry. They've scored
just one time. One time. That's it. Just one time.
But at home, we haven't scored. At home in 2 years, we have. I think we averaged 31 a game at home for the last 2 years. I could be wrong, but
it's always 70 degrees and sunny inside Ford Field. Playing conditions are beautiful.
I know you love it. And
I love it.
You love sitting down there and chit-chatting with Danny. So you got it made, brother. You got it made. I just think that I think we'll beat the Broncos, and I think they'll win. They'll beat Vikings, one of the 2. But I'm not Freddie, but I'm with Paul, the caller earlier, and I think we're ahead of schedule. I think us Lions fans for over 50 years, or some that are close to that long, we're so hungry. We're just so hungry that we see some success and we're like, yes, this is the year. Well, it's the year, but it's not the year. You know,
you know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like when you microwave your food and you think it's done and the bowl's really hot, but then you actually put your fork into it and the food's still cold, but you can barely touch the bowl.
Right in the middle, yep.
That's kind of what this is like. Like, our bowl is so hot and our food is still cold, and we're like, what the hell? We got to put it back in for another 2:30. Like, what?
Great analogy too, because that's the problem I have with the offensive coordinators, and that's stir in the middle. You got to stir the middle a little bit.
Got to stir the middle. It happened to me last night, and I grabbed the bowl, and I'm like, you know what? This is just like the Lions. That's exactly what I thought. I grabbed the bowl out of the microwave. I'm like, this is just like the Lions. Like, here's this bowl I can't even touch. I got to grab it with a towel. And somehow the food in the middle is not hot. I don't understand how that works.
And you know what? I think this morning, today, as soon as possible, Campbell and I'm going to bring Chris Spielman into it because I think he's a heck of a defensive mind. I think the 2 of them need to sit down with the kids. They need to sit down with the 2 coordinators and say, hey, we have to do better. We have to prepare these kids better for these last 4 games, 5, 6 games. We have to prepare.
Scott, we got to hit the break, but a majority of these kids have kids. These are grown-ass men. Go out there, do your job. We'll be back with more X's and Bros after this Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archive boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big, dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably, it's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Roast Umber is a farm-direct coffee sourced from Central American farmers and roasted in Grand Rapids. And also the Nitro Cold Brew Coffee is a convenient and healthy option for energy with no sugar additives. Look for it at your local retailer or at roastumber.com. Coming up later today at 3 on The Huge Show on the Michigan Sports Network, I'll deliver huge opinions on everything you're talking about.
Miss any of today's show? Find our podcast and listen on demand on Google, Apple, Spotify, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcast. Now, back to X's and Bros with Anthony Bellino, here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Text the keyword sports radio, send that to 21,000. Call us on the Meyer Supercenter guest line, 866-838-HUGE. That's 866-838-4843. In the NBA, the game can change in an instant, but no matter how the action unfolds, you know DraftKings Sportsbook has your back. This week, new customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on basketball. Win or lose, you get an instant dub, and best of all, it's safe, secure, and reliable. With 24/7 support, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever, wherever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code HUGE. Promo code HUGE. New customers get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on basketball. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, only using the promo code HUGE. The crown is yours. Now, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117. 21 plus, physically present in Michigan. Eligibility and deposit restrictions do apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. GB Ritz is on hold right now. Let's talk a little Detroit Lions. Good morning, Mr. Ritz. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing this morning, Anthony?
Oh, best day of my life.
The weekend wasn't good for anybody.
Well, my weekend was fine.
I'm sorry.
Outside of the wins, wins and losses weren't great, but,
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if you're a sports fan, it was a downer weekend for sure. I just have, I just want to ask, will the real Jared Goff please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Because what we've seen in the last 3 or 4 weeks hasn't been him. I mean, I don't and a lot of great analysis has been brought up throughout your show this morning. But what I've heard in the last couple games specifically is from the announcers is it doesn't look like the receivers, except for maybe Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Goff, the rest of them aren't on the same page because he's throwing to one spot and they're making another move and he's looking zone and they're playing man or vice versa. And a lot of passes are in their feet. And I mean, this is not the quarterback that got us to 8-2. Is he playing hurt? Is there something wrong with his hands? Or I'm really confused and kind of baffled by this. So be nice to see the coaches actually get these players better prepared because this is really uncharted water for this team. They are not used to being 9-2 or 9-3, 8-2 kind of stuff. This is all foreign waters to them, and they got to learn how to control their emotions and get their heads screwed on straight and play disciplined football and don't jump off sides when you got 4th and 13 or whatever that distance was, and you give up a touchdown on that play, which was preceded by a blatant intentional grounding call that wasn't called. So I mean, I don't get it. I don't know where the NFL stands anymore, but that's what I got right there. What are your feelings about that?
I think that, it's funny that, our staff, our players, they didn't say anything about that egregious intentional grounding. But then you have Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs whining and crying all night long. And what Patrick Mahomes said after the game, I mean, he should be embarrassed. He should be embarrassed.
Oh, I agree.
They are. I agree. Little child didn't get their toy for the first time. Woe is me. You guys finally didn't get a call. And this is, you got away with holding the entire first game of the season. And your guy can't line up on side and you want to blame the refs. Like, I don't know. I just, it was intentional grounding. Yeah, it was. But they didn't call it. It is what it is. We're used to that. I look at what the Chiefs are doing over the last 12 hours. That is pathetic. I haven't got to vent about that yet, but maybe I'll save that for tomorrow because I'm ready to fry the NBA as well. But yeah, either way, what's wrong with Jared Goff? I don't know. It's a collective mishap, right? The Carolina here's perspective. The Carolina Panthers are 1-12 on the year. The Seattle Seahawks are 6-7. The Arizona Cardinals are 3-10. The Chicago Bears are 5-8. The Washington Generals, they might as well be the Generals. The Commandos are 4-9, and the Eagles are 10-3, and the Lions are 9-4. The reason I bring this up, they're all teams that have surrendered over 300 points against. Like, at the end of the day, this offense has got that. We know that we're going to have to outscore people, and when our offense isn't churning and burning, we're in big trouble. And he just does not play well outdoors. Just is what it is. If the conditions are cold, if it's wet, like, he fumbles a snap, like, come on. That's
agree.
a fundamental thing.
Well, like what Ryan said earlier, learn how to. You've been in Detroit 3 years. Adjust to the cold weather. I'm sorry, you got to do it as a quarterback. I don't care if you went where you played before, but you got to know that you're going to be. If you come to Detroit, there's going to be some games in cold weather stadiums that are outdoors, and you just got to do it, and you got to adjust. But I don't know. It's what we're seeing is just a complete turnaround, and I don't know why what Jamison Williams has done not to get more touches on the ball, but my God, can't you hit him with crossing routes over the middle, slants that, when they thrown him that pass, and he's made some big production on that, or maybe that was Gibbs they did that to. I don't know. Either one of those two can run those routes, and they're not using them enough. The bottom line is we've got speed in those positions that can help the defense out by staying on the field, and we're not doing that. And that was the point I was trying to think of. Our offense is exposing our defense by these 3 and outs, and if you keep having to play the offense more minutes than the offense being on the field, we're in trouble, because right now we're getting exposed, and we've got to make some corrections, and it's up to the coaches at this point in time. Right now it's on the coaches. So I'll slide out of here, except one more thing. Dylan Larkin got punched twice on that play, once by the first guy and then once by Joseph coming in and hitting him with a stick in his hand, cupped, like brass knuckles kind of thing, boom, right in the jaw. So both 2 hits to the face in the head area, and all they got were 2 minutes each. How stupid is the NHL? That's all I got. I'll talk to you later, Anthony.
All right, GB, be good. Brandon and Saugatuck on the line wants to talk about Jared Goff. Brandon, good morning to you, my friend. How are you, partner?
Oh, living the dream. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm in the same boat, partner. In the same boat.
Jared Goff is Goldilocks. Unless everything else is just right, he can't play. And what I mean by just right, can he overcome a drop pass by a receiver? Does he look downfield on a scramble drill, or does he look for the underneath? And he looks for the underneath. And that Laporta play that ended up getting picked off, he had J-Mo, had him deep, but chose to go Laporta underneath because that's just the quarterback he is. And he's incredibly talented, and he has amazing arm strength. But he throws the ball like Joe Theismann. It just doesn't spin. And when you go outside and you get wind, it gets knocked down. Baltimore, Chicago. Another thing is getting J-Mo the ball, you have to throw with timing. And Jared Goff is a sight thrower. If he doesn't see you getting to that open spot, he can't do it. And J-Mo's pass that was underthrown in Baltimore, when he had that quick stop, quick hitter, he stops. The quarterback might still be going backwards for all I know, but absolutely broke him off and waits for 2 seconds and then still has to adjust to come in on the ball. I think Jared Goff has talent. I think he's a very good quarterback. But when you think about quarterbacks that are like the guy, they overcome mistakes. And when things aren't just right, they find a way to adjust and make a play. And I think Jared Goff combined with his 6'4" 40 time is just not equipped to play the Dan Campbell style football that's necessary to win at the next level. So that's all I got, man. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it, Brandon. I think, Brandon brings up a good point about seeing versus timing. Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? We love them. They both have quiet days. Laporta has 2 catches, 23 yards. Amon-Ra has 3 catches for 21 yards. Sam Laporta had 6 targets. Amon-Ra had 9. The rest of pass catchers not out of the backfield. So take away David Montgomery and take away Jahmyr Gibbs. The rest of the pass-catching offense has 12 targets, where Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown combined had 15. He's locking on, and that's it, man. He knows where he wants to go with the football ahead of time, and he is throwing it there. He's got his favorite guys, and that's who he throws the football to. I'm glad to see Josh Reynolds, get a touchdown grab. You gotta spread it around. You have to, because it only makes everybody else better. And if you're not the one throw that he does toss to J-Mo is short, and it's just, man, disappointing. Matt on the line wants to talk Lions. Good morning to you, Matt. How are you, my friend?
Oh, not too bad. How you doing today?
I'm good.
I'm not an expert. I don't think most of us are, but it's pretty obvious that Jared Goff is not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Yes, he did take the Rams to the Super Bowl, along with 21 other players on both sides of the ball and special teams. I just don't think Jared Goff's the answer, and that's been my stance from the beginning. However, I haven't mentioned that. There's a caller earlier who called about the Lions have no talent on the defensive side of the ball. And I think that's just crazy talk. These are professional players who get paid. And Dan Campbell yesterday after the game was talking about discipline. Well, it's week 14, and you're talking about discipline. To me, the Lions look soft. They look soft against Baltimore. They look soft against the Bears. You can't go on the road outside and play smash-mouth football and play your style of game. I'm just having a hard time believing in this team after what I saw on Sunday. So you have a good day.
Matt, let me ask you this, Matt.
Yes.
When you mentioned the defense, has there been a point in this season where you felt like the defense had an identity?
No, I don't believe there has been. Early. We
don't have one.
How many? No, you're absolutely right, but that's a problem. How can you be an NFL team, a Super Bowl contender, all this talk early in the season about going to the Super Bowl, the Lions are going to win this many games, and then this is how you play defense? I mean, who are you going to beat in the postseason playing defense like this?
What would Jim Harbaugh say? Nobody. Look,
you have a good day, man.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate the call. Who are we? Who are we defensively? I feel like every week we go out there, we're reactionary. I really do. I really do feel like it. It's like, okay, the other team, Chicago took the ball first. And I thought that after the second quarter in that game, we get to halftime, we're 13-10. Good. Coming out 0-0. We got the rock. Let's go. Let's go down the field, punch one in, make this thing 20-10, and let's go. And that didn't happen. But our defense, we don't have an identity. We don't know what defensive interior lineman we're going to play on a week-to-week basis. We have nobody on the other side of Hutch to help do anything. We have a secondary that's pretty banged up, and we've got a linebacking core that shows some promise at times. But we come into the Bears game knowing that Justin Fields shredded us for 100-plus yards on the ground the last time, and look, had 12 carries, 58 yards, did everything he needed, first down after first down. And we talked about it last week. We knew, they knew, everyone knew that's what Justin Fields was going to do. They knew that's what he was going to do, and it didn't matter because he's going to do it anyways because we don't have an answer. We don't have an identity. It's not like when the Lions defense shows up, and I hope that James Houston can come back with his bionic ankle immediately. ASAP, and no other responsibility except for quarterback. Like, go after him. Like, if you're going to go out there and get just roasted, you might as well go out there and send the dogs. Just send the house every play. What's the difference? What's the difference? Like, send them. Like, you got Russell Wilson this week. He's got some mobility. He's evasive. More Aaron Rodgers than Michael Vick. Right? He'll scramble, make a play with his legs. Go get him. Go take the fight to him. You can't you can't be so reactionary all the time. You got to stop being that. It's like we come out there and it's like, oh, what are they going to do? All right, then we'll try to adjust, but we don't make any adjustments. Where's the QB spy? Where is it? It's like you're getting shredded in Madden. You put the QB spy out there. Like that whole idea was developed because of the running quarterback. You keep running into guys that can carry the football, and you refuse to make any sort of adjustment. Like, what we're doing isn't working. So let's just try something else. And that, I think, is what's most frustrating for Lions fans. Because you see it happening. You know it's coming. You can't stop it anyways. It's just backbreaking. It's backbreaking. And they're like, look, man, it's time. You got to put up or shut up. Did you see Dallas last night? Did you watch that game? Yeah, 2 weeks. Those Dallas Cowboys, they look a little bit different. Huh? They're playing a little different football. Dak Prescott's looking pretty good. Nice suit after the game, too. Dressed like a grown man, not like these kids with their straps all over their pants and act like everything's, no, just wear a suit. It's 3 weeks. It's December 30th. Today's only the 11th. I'm already ahead of myself. That's a terrifying game. That is a terrifying game right now. And when the Denver Broncos come, you got 4 games left. 2 at home, 2 on the road. 4 of your final 6 games on the road. Saints you won, Bears you lost. You got to take the fight to Russell Wilson this week because he's going to scramble. They won 24-7 over the Chargers, running that play action naked boot. God forbid we ever do something like that. They're 7-6 on the year. They're 6-1 in their last 7 games of the Denver Broncos. They got their playoff hopes alive. They're playing for everything. Can I get one quarterback out of one of my teams, Michigan or the Lions, to run a play action with a bootleg and a tight end drag across the field? Can I do one time? We never see it. We never see it. Like, get them out and about. Like, the pocket's collapsing anyways. You got to get creative. You have to. We constantly want to run these wide receiver and running back like bubble screens. Just run a regular screen. Let the defense in. Run a regular screen. Monty, Jameer, keep your eyes on the ball. Catch it first, then worry about everything else. You know what I'm worried about? Tomorrow. That's the next time we're going to talk. Patrick Mahomes is a whiny crybaby. Plenty of those in the NBA. We'll get to all that and more tomorrow morning, same time, same place. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Bill Simonson here for my good friend Josh Garvey. Now, he is a managing shareholder at Br0's, soon to be Doran Mayhew at the end of the year. And with the merger, there is growth and a chance for you to fill an executive or other high-level finance-related roles, either at Br0 here in downtown Grand Rapids or over at the Doran Mayhew World Headquarters in Troy, or at any of their offices across the country and around the world. They have a national specialized talent pool with ideal candidates for long-term placement, ongoing support for post-placement success. So if you're looking for that next chapter in your professional career, talk to Josh Garvey and the team at Br0. Easiest way, you can call Br0, ask for Josh Garvey, or go to their website, BENEGARTR.com, or look for Br0, soon to be Doran Mayhew, on Facebook and on Twitter.
Hi, I'm Casey. I don't just work at Meijer, I shop there. Because the holidays are a big deal in my family, I need big deals. And I find them on holiday staples like Meijer's spiral sliced ham for 89 cents per pound with M-Perks. Discount automatically applied when you enter your M-Perks ID Limit 1. Plus potatoes, green beans, rolls, and more. And I use M-Perks to save even more with $1 off per gallon of gas. Get the same low prices, big deals, and great quality in-store and online at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Get your groove on. Friday, December 15th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Robin Thicke. Same show, same night, Montel Jordan. Tickets start at $53. On sale now at the box office and etix.com. Party hard. Slide into smooth. Robin Thicke and Montel Jordan. Friday, December 15th at Soaring